Good evening, everyone. It is Mo in the deep end, and Fry, Philip J. Fry, he is eating a treat because I bribed him because he was being a stinker face. He did not want to come inside. I guess he likes storms or the threat of storms because he wanted to play in the possible rain, which was awesome, except that I had to come inside to see you guys. So I wanted to do Newsy News. He wanted to play out in the rain. Someone had to win, and bribery did. Some days bribery works. It is Tuesday, and bribery won. Today, for our first news story, and good evening, Jungmin. Or, you know what? You change your name, and now I'm going to call you. Okay, Jungle Minx Shelley. You guys change your names. I barely remember my own kids' names. I call them the wrong name all the time. But in our very first story, we have, we have Ruby and Jody. Um, and does anyone notice that Ruby always looks a little bit constipated? And I'm trying not to be petty here, but she just always looks really, really uncomfortable. I'm just saying. Ruby Frankie arrests sparks backlash towards her business party, Jody Hildebrandt's life coaching service. Yeah, I'm beginning to think this thing about life coaching may not be my new choice of career. I'm just throwing out there that I'm gonna maintain my path as semi-competent YouTuber. I'm gonna maintain that career choice for now. Several people who spoke with NBC News said Hildebrandt, who was also charged with counts of felony child abuse, destroyed their relationship with loved ones. So I have been seeing more mainstream. This is actually from NBC News. So the Ruby Frankie thing has definitely dominated kind of our sphere of law tube, legal tube, YouTube kind of stuff. But I haven't noticed, and as a news nerd, weirdo, um, I haven't noticed a whole lot of big time mainstream news picking it up very much. But this is kind of the first mainstream article I've seen thus far. Again, I've noticed bits and pieces, but let's see if they've done some actual journalisming or if they've just stolen from other articles we've already read from, which is very possible. And they are sitting awfully close. Like, there are more cushions. Look, I'm just saying, I have a personal space bubble thing. I like my personal space. This is a whole lot too close for me, but as I said, personal space bubble. Yes, Murph's turf. It is Newsy News time. And of course, Fry has left the building because I only bribed him. So the bribe only lasted about as long as 5 seconds. Fry has escapade, if you will. The business partner of family YouTube vlogger Ruby Frankie is facing scrutiny over her life coaching service. I thought that she was a therapist, a counselor therapist person, not a 1 second. Apparently, he would like to be out of my room. I will be right back. Outside and they want to play together, but not in my room where the pet cam is. So it never fails. Oh well. Scrutiny over her life coaching service. And I thought it was, why does it keep changing its definition? Is it a life coaching service? Is it marriage therapy? When things keep changing their definition, depending on what you're trying to sell me, I get confused and suspicious. Connections, also when it's not spelled right and you spell something with an X, I get confused. which former patients describe as a program that isolated from loved ones and destroyed marriages. Before she was arrested alongside Frankie on child abuse charges, Jody Hildebrandt was counseling Mormon couples and families in Utah. 7 former patients who used her services between 2008 and 2019 told NBC News that Hildebrandt methodically separated spouses, pathologized patients' behaviors as evidence of various addictions, and encouraged people to cut off others who weren't living in accordance with or with her teachings. Well, I mean, I do know she has her license, so because I do know that she got reprimanded for having an inappropriate relationship with a female client. Now that I mean, they do have records of that. Good evening, Carlene. So I do know that she did have a license, but good evening, Holly Moore. But I'm not sure exactly what she specialized in as far as anything else. Quote, the theory was if dating with Jody, then you're all living in truth. Stephanie Jones, 29, who was counseled by Hildebrandt with her ex-husband for 9 months in 2018. And so she didn't want you talking to anyone else about your problem. You talk to people who are also living in truth. Yeah, no. No, that's a hard pass. So this is where I started to feel like it got a little cult-like. She wanted everything to stay in the group. You're not allowed to have a different opinion than her. Oh, oh, this is where my oppositional defiance gotten me in trouble. Hildebrandt, a therapist arrested in August, she and Frankie were each charged counts of felony child abuse unrelated to her work with all of this part. Let's see if it established connection in 2007 LinkedIn page. All Utah Commerce records show that it was registered as an LLC in April 2018. I wonder if they started getting a lot of to the BBB Bureau and realized per it we're starting to might have been prudent for them to look at it